What hip exercises should you be doing if you have back pain? And why even do hip exercises on this video? Hey guys, it's Dr. Kresimir here. I'm a chiropractor from London, Ontario, Canada. I help people live extraordinary lives through the power of chiropractic care, structural chiropractic care, and life by design principles. And on this video, hip exercises that the 6-minute hip exercise routine. But before we get into that, please like, share, and subscribe. This is free and easy for you to do, and it's really important for us. It helps us reach more people and get more help to people. Now, why is it important to have mobile hips, especially if you have back pain? And the reason is your back loves to be stable. When we look at the mechanics of your body, we know that your ankles like mobility, your knees, it's like a chain. Your knees like stability, your hips love mobility, and your back loves stability. The problem, and I've x-rayed and looked at enough people to know the amount of degeneration that's happening in lumbar spines. If your pelvis and your hips don't move well, then what starts to happen is your low back starts to move more in order to compensate. And if a lot of motion is starting to happen in a part of your body that does not like motion very much, over time, that's going to lead to, or have the greater potential to lead to, more degeneration, arthritis, low back pain, wearing and tearing, and other things that have been troubling you. It's important to get your hips moving again, because what that will do is it'll take the pressure off the low back and put it on the hips, which are supposed to move. Now, this is a 6-minute warm-up exercise, so everything here should not take you longer than 6 minutes to do. You can do it multiple times a day. There's nothing destructive in helping your hips move a little bit better. If something hurts, please make sure and check in with your healthcare provider to make sure that you're doing everything appropriately. This also is not this is the same idea to start correcting these problems. However, the amount of time spent doing the exercises, the amount of time spent holding the exercises, if they're weighted or if they're unweighted, all factor in trying to create or fix the underlying problem, versus what I'm showing you here is something like, I'm gonna go for a walk and my low back hurts after I walk, or I'm gonna spend some time in the garden. So these exercises are there to help you do that, okay? So I'm gonna be showing you 3 exercises. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is the airplane. So find something to anchor yourself really solidly to. Flat back, strong core. I'm gonna be working on my left hip. You're gonna be doing both in the video, but I'm gonna start with left hip. Again, glutes flex. This is nice and tight. This leg, knee is bent, but not so bent. It's just kind of relaxed, and my core is tight. And what I'm gonna be doing is, number 1, I know you've seen me do this before. So this is external rotation, internal rotation, nice and slow and controlled. I'm gonna do this 6 times a side. This is, like I said, I'm anchored here. This works just fine. If you can do it away from anchored, like a true airplane, then that's better, because that one uses more of your nerve system, okay? That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is internal and external rotation on the ground like this. So my weight is even on my butt. I have my knee down and my ankle down and my knee down and my ankle down. This leg is externally rotated. This leg is internally rotated. My hip, I should be able to get the weight down on both of them without leaning too far. You want to be nice and relaxed, and then what you're going to do is you're going to turn over and go into the opposite position. You'll notice that one is easier than the other one, but you should be able to do both relatively comfortable or comfortably. If something is uncomfortable, maybe just spend a little bit more time. A little bit of discomfort is okay. Pain, we don't want to be having. If you're having trouble, like if you're stuck in this position where things just won't get down and they hurt, they feel like they're stuck. If you're comfortable applying a little bit of pressure against that, and again, I know that some of these joints can fight really, really hard, especially if they've been stuck for some time. But again, the rule is a little bit of discomfort is good. We don't want to be feeling any pain. Okay, so this is exercise number 2. You want to rotate 6 times aside, and then we're going to go into exercise number 3, which is the most, I think, poorly done of the hip exercises. It's going to be this one. I'm stretching this hip here. Now, what I don't want to have happen, I'm going to tuck in my shirt so you can see a little bit better. What I don't want to have happen is I don't want this over-leaning, overarching. The whole point is to stretch the hip flexor in through here. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees, I'm nice and square. The key is you can see my butt flex. Once my butt is flexed, all it takes is a little bit of motion forward to feel that stretch through there. And I'm gonna get my arm up to open up my rib cage on the side. Hold for at least 1 minute, depending on how quickly you did the other ones. If you can hold for 2 minutes, that'd be fantastic. I'll show you from the front. And now I'm doing this hip, again, 90 degrees, butt flexed, lean forward until I feel this open up, arm up, and then back and away to open up my rib cage. And again, hold for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Those are the 3 exercises. If you're finding relief from them, you can do them multiple times a day. Do them if you have back pain and let me know how it goes. Or if you're getting ready to do something active outside and you've been struggling with back pain. And again, the goal, it's not a complete warm-up, but it's part of a warm-up to get the pressure off of your low back and put it on your hips where it belongs. If you have any comments or questions, please write them below. I'd be happy to answer. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.